Hello and welcome to this Themify video screencast. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to fully set up the Ultra theme. This is the most powerful and flexible WordPress theme created by Themify, and it makes it easy to create any site quickly, beautifully, and responsively. You can take full control of your theme's design from header to footer, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to fully set up everything you need to know to use Ultra. So once you've purchased the theme, the first thing you need to do is head to the Themify member area. So just hover over members once you're logged in and press member area. You then want to scroll down here until you find Ultra theme. You can now download this and just save it onto your computer. Now head over to your WordPress dashboard. In this video, I'm going to be using a clean installation of WordPress. So I'll be setting up the site completely from scratch and taking you through everything that we're doing at the same time. So you can follow along. If you're using a site with content already, some of the steps are going to vary, but I'll make sure to point those out for you. So we can install the theme very easily in just a couple of clicks. Just need to hover over Appearance and then click on Themes. You then want to Add New and then Upload Theme. You can now select the zipped file you've just downloaded, either just drag and drop that onto there or press Choose File. Press Install now and WordPress is going to upload and install the theme for you. Now all you need to do is just press Activate and the theme will be activated onto your site. Straight away you're going to be taken to the Themify Ultra settings, and so before we continue we just need to install the required plugins. So to do that you just need to press Begin Activating Plugin. You need to select and activate, and that's going to install that for you. You can now return to the Themify Ultra settings by hovering over Themify Ultra and clicking on Themify Settings. So the Themify Settings is where you can control most of the setup for the theme. We're going to walk you through this later on. You're going to find various options on the right-hand side and the menu on the left-hand side. You're also going to find a number of tabs here, and the first one we're going to look at is Skins and Demos. So you can load this up just by clicking here. Now, skins and demos are a really powerful feature in the Themify Ultra theme. These allow you to not only transform the design of your site in a couple of clicks, but also set up a real sample site within minutes. So you have the option to, with just one click, import the demo setup that includes theme settings, content, menu, widgets, and so on, exactly as you'll see in the Themify demos at themify.me. Or you can choose not to import the content, which you'll want to do if you've already got content on your site. So currently you can see I've got the default skin selected. You can, however, choose from any of these 6. And so if I wanted to choose the agency one, it's just a case of clicking on it and then pressing save. And that's all there is to it. The Themify Ultra theme will now have everything set up for me. You'll note that once I've selected a skin, the option to import demo content shows up. So as I'm using a blank site, I want to do that as well. But if you've already got content on your site, you're not going to want to do that. So I can now go demo content, import, just click that. I can see a number of plugins or Themify add-ons are required. You're going to find links to all of these here. So if you have an active Themify membership, you can just download these from the member area. Or if you want to use this demo, but you don't have a Themify membership, you can click through in order to purchase these. So I can head back to the member area in order to download and install the add-ons. I'll show you how to do one of them and then just pause the video in order to do the rest off screen. So we're looking for the first one is Builder Typewriter. So if I just do a search for typewriter, I'm going to find that there. I can click on this and again save it to my computer. Now I can go to Plugins and then Add New. And it's just a case of going in here, pressing Upload Plugin, and then again dragging and dropping there, or pressing Choose File in order to select the zip file you've just downloaded. I can activate the plugin, and that's going to be added onto my site. It's now just a case of repeating that process for all of the other add-ons that are required here. So as I mentioned, I'm going to pause the video now in order to add those in. So with all of those add-ons added, you can now refresh the page as I've done here. And now when you press import again, that's just going to import that straight away onto your site. Once that completes, the page is going to reload. And if we have a look at our site, we're going to see that we've got all of this content added in. So you can see we've got the skin that we imported along with the extra content added in as well. And as I mentioned earlier, this is an easy way of setting up your site in a couple of minutes using that demo content. You can, if you would like to, use this as a base to customize further, or if you've decided that you don't need the content, you can just press erase here and that will remove only the imported posts and pages. So the Themify panel settings, widgets, any existing and modified imported posts or pages will not be affected. So that's a safe way of using the demo content importer. And you can see with these options, you can easily import a skin onto your site in just a couple of clicks. We're now going to head over to Appearance and then Menus in order to have a look at the Mega Menu feature. Here you're going to have the regular WordPress menu editor. So you've got your content on the left-hand side that you can add in, and then your menu structure on the right-hand side. So you can just add in your content and then drag and drop in order to customize how it displays on your menu. You can indent in order to add submenus, and you can also select the location where your menu displays at the bottom. However, with Themify Ultra, you also have the option to create mega menus. The Mega Menus feature allows you to create mega posts and multi-column menus using any link and widget, and they're very easy to use. First, you need to add any page, category, or custom link to your menu. So here I have the homepage, and that will do nicely. You then want to expand it, and under Mega Menu, you can choose either mega posts or full width columns. First, I'm going to have a look at posts. Now, any items you added in as nested links, so indented below here, are going to show up in the menu. However, the items in the nested menu need to be either tags or categories. You can see here that we've got categories showing up, but not tags. In order to get the tags, you just need to go to Screen Options and then click Tags there. That's going to make sure that shows up. I can now add in a couple of tags here, so I'll just tick these and press Add to Menu, and then add them in as nested items. And do the same for a couple of tags as well. Just make sure they don't have the same names in there. So I can now add in those three. And those are now sub-menu items. So if I close that and then save the menu, if we have a look at our site again, we're going to see that the regular menu has now been replaced with this mega menu on homepage. So if we hover over that, you're going to see that we've got this mega menu showing up. And now you can see if we hover over any of these, we're going to have the relevant content for each of these. And if I had images for these posts, they would display here. But you can see this is a great way of showing off content on your site. So as you can see, users can click through in order to see different content on your site. You can also use the multi-column mega menu. This will allow you to add in pages, posts, custom links, tags, and categories as well. And this will display the nested links, so these ones here, as multiple columns. So why don't I remove just the two tags here. We can add in some other bits of content instead. So let's add in, say, a page that we don't already have. Also, we could move in the About Us page here, drop that in there. We could add in a custom link as well. So we might just send this to themify.me. And we'll call this link text Themify. Add that to the menu as well. And then we've got the category already added in. We then want to go to the main menu here. So the menu item that's going to be the source of the mega menu, and just change this to full width columns. You can set this to auto in order to auto split the column sizes, or you can choose manually what the size of the columns are. So with this one, you could have 1/3 and then 2/3, or the opposite, or you could have 1/2 and then 1/4 and 1/4, and so on through all of these. I'll just leave this on auto and the theme will sort the widths automatically for us. So now if we have a look at our site again, then we're going to see that with this homepage menu here, so we've got the category archive here. So this is the contents of that displaying. And we've got links to the page and themify.me as well. Another feature of the Themify Ultra theme is the ability to add widgets as menu items. In order to find these, you again need to go to Screen Options and then just tick Widgets here. So we'll then add another box here, and you can choose any of the widgets on your site and just add these in as menu items. So if I wanted to, say, add in recent posts as a menu item, I could do so. Just press Add to Menu once I've chosen that. And if we now expand that, you're going to see the widget options are available. So I could choose the number of drop-down columns, so let's set that to 2. I could choose the title, so I'll just set this to Recently Published. And the number of posts to show could be 3. If we again save those changes and have another look at our theme, so if I just refresh this, then we're going to have added in recent posts as well at the bottom of the menu, and we can see Recently Published, and then a link to the 3 most recent posts. As I mentioned, you can of course drag and drop in order to move these around if you wanted to customize how these are displaying, but you get the gist of how to use the menu in the Themify Ultra theme. So for the mega menu, just expand that and make sure that's set to type that you would like. If you want to remove it, then just set that back to blank. Make sure that you're using the right type of menu item for adding in the mega menu. So for mega posts, it needs to be a page, category, or custom link. And you can have tags and categories in your nested menu. Or for multi-column, it can be a page, category, or custom link again. Or for multi-column, it's also page, category, or custom link, but you need to set the column option. And you can then add page, post, custom links, tags, and category in your nested menu. Adding in widgets, it's just a case of selecting the widget you want, dropping it into the menu, and then customizing as you would like. If you're having any problems with your menu showing up in the right place, then just head over to Manage Locations. Of course, once you've saved those changes, as I neglected to do there, just head to Manage Locations and you can apply your different menus to the 2 menu areas. So that's either main navigation or footer navigation. So you can create multiple menus here. So if you select create a new menu or choose from this drop down here, you can create multiple menus and get them to show up in the right location that you want. Let's move on now in order to look at social links and how to drop in the social widgets area. To do this, we're going to head back to the Themify settings. So we want to go to Themify Ultra, click on Themify settings, and then go to social links. This will allow you to display the social links on your site in order to connect up your social media profiles with your site. And these are going to display on the top left of your site, just to the right of your logo. So you'll see you've got a couple of links added in already, and you can just customize the links. So change this to twitter.com, for example, and then / and then your username, and that will add in a link to the relevant social media profile. So you've got Google+, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest added in by default. You can, of course, add in your own custom links as well. So you can add in a title, the actual link here, and an icon here. So if we press Insert Icon, you can do a search for the relevant social media site. So looking for Facebook, for example, I could choose between 3 icons and then set the icon color and background. You can also drag and drop in order to rearrange these. So I can move these around and then press the X in order to remove any I don't want. You also have the option to use images rather than icons. So if you're doing that, then you can upload your own images. This will just allow you to upload from your computer. But by default, you're going to see you've got a number of icons added in already. So you can set those up. I'll go with the images here, but say we might remove Google Plus and perhaps put Facebook first, and just save those changes. Now, in order to get these to show up, I just need to go to Appearance and then click on Widgets. And now I need to expand the social widget area and then just choose the Themify Social Links widget, drag and drop that. And I can now choose a title if I'd like. I'll just leave that blank though. You can also choose whether to show the link name. I'll also leave that off. And you can then choose the icon size, so small, medium, or large, and whether that's horizontal or vertical. I'll put those small and then horizontal. If we save those changes and now have a look at our site, you're going to see we've got those small icons added in the order that I selected. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest added in there. And that's how you can set up your social links for the theme. Let's now have a look at how to set the theme appearance. To do that, we're going to need to head back to the theme options. So that's Themify Ultra and then Themify Settings, and then have a look for theme settings and just scroll down here until we find theme appearance. This will allow us to set options for the site-wide appearance of the theme. These can be overridden later on an individual post or page basis, but we'll have a look at how to do that later on. So the global options that are available here in the theme options apply to the whole site, and you've got a number of different options available. You can choose the theme color, so you've got a number of presets to choose from here. So if I wanted to change this from the default to perhaps a bold orange, I could do so there. I'll just make that change, save those changes. Now, if I refresh my site, we're going to see that's changing that color scheme made right away. So you can see that bold orange added in there. If we have a look at the other options here, you can also change the typography from the default to a sans serif, just a serif or a slab sans or a slab font. So you've got all of those options there. You can choose the header design, so whether to have the horizontal header that we have at the moment, have a block design, you've got box content, box layout, and so on here. So if I wanted to switch the header to perhaps display on the right hand side, I could do that, and then I have a number of different options here. So I could exclude the logo, tagline, RSS link, search form, and so on. I'll just set this back to the original, but you see selecting that enables you to choose a couple of options. So we could disable the sticky header. So you see right now the header scrolls with the page. You could turn off the site logo, tagline, and so on. You get the idea of how to use these, and it's just a case of selecting the options that you want, saving your changes, refreshing your site, and those changes are going to be made immediately. If you'd like a widget in your header area, then you can do so here. Just need to select the number of widgets you'd like, save those changes, and then they're going to show up under Appearance and then Widgets, where you can add in the content. If you do have widgets enabled, then you're going to be able to select the option to have your header at a full height. So that'll display 100% of the available height of the screen on load. I'm just going to turn those off, but if you do want those on, just turn those on, save them, and then select the content you would like. You can also select the options for the footer. So choose the design. So whether footer block, you have a footer with the left column, right column, horizontal left, horizontal right, or no footer. And again, you can choose whether to exclude various options here. You can also add widgets again here, and it's just a case of selecting the option that you want. You can select the footer widget position, so before or after the text. And as with all of these, it's just a case of making those changes, saving them, and then they're going to display on your site. So it's well worth spending a bit of time in order to set up the options, especially the widgets, in order to get your site looking exactly how you want it. As I mentioned, you can also customize these options on a per post or per page basis. In order to do that, you just need to head over to the relevant post or page and then make the customization. So if we head over to a page here, and it'll be easiest just to do this on the sample page here. So I'll show you a before we make any changes. See, it's just a regular page, and we've just got some content on it, and we've got the header and the footer added in there. So whether you're using a post or a page, the process is exactly the same for customizing the appearance of just that post or just that page. You just need to head over to the page or post, scroll down for the Themify custom panel, and click page appearance or post appearance. So this will leave everything else on your site, the rest of the appearance on your site, as the options you've set in the Themify options panel. So this will only affect the page or post you're editing. You're then going to find you've got very similar options to what we looked at just now, and you can customize these in order to get the individual post or page looking exactly how you want it. You can select a background color. You can just use this color picker, or you can upload an image from your computer or choose from the WordPress media library. So just click media library here to choose from any of the images you've already added in. If you're using an image, you can select the repeat, so whether to have a full cover, repeat, so that'll just repeat infinitely, no repeat, or repeat only horizontally or vertically. You can also choose whether to customize the accent colors, choosing between any of the presets or choosing a custom color. And again, that'll just show up that color picker there. And you can choose the options here in order to match your brand. Just to show you how this works, I might change this to blue. And if we update the page and then refresh, you're going to see that the accent color is going to change from that orange to the blue. And you can see how easy that is to do. You can again choose the typography, so choose between any of these defaults or select a custom font. Choose between any of these Google fonts or just the standard web safe fonts, and then choose the colors as well. And you've got options for just the headings as well. I'll leave that on the default. You're then going to find similar options for the header and footer. So you can choose between the different designs, choose whether the sticky header is on, hide different elements, choose the background type. So here you can select an image background, a transparent header, image slider, video background, or animating colors. And you can configure these just by following that link. In order to set any of the more advanced options, so the video background, for example, you need an MP4 video, and you can just upload that just by pressing that button. Note that the video background is not going to display on mobile devices, and you'll need to have an image background set as a fallback. And so you'll need to add an image as well in order to have that as a fallback. To add an image slider, you can just insert a gallery. So just choose multiple items from your WordPress media library or just upload multiple items here. You can then choose between whether to have full cover or best fit and choose options for the slider position, background, autoplay, just how much time is spent on each slide and so on. The autoplay timeout, transition speed, whether to wrap the slides, and then the colors as well. If you're having a transparent header, then you can choose the link colors and text color there. And if you're having an image background, you can select a fallback color and then also upload from your media library. So those are your background types. You can, of course, also just leave that as the default. It's a similar story for the footer design. So you can choose the overall design here, customize that, and also choose which elements display. Choose whether to change the footer widgets position as well. So if you wanted to get your footer displaying slightly differently, you can do so quite happily. So if we have a look at what it is currently, we've got the main footer on the left, and then we've got the other bits displaying on the right hand side. If we were to display this in a block, then we can do so here. Then we can also set the options here. So we might hide the widgets and the menu, but show the text and a back to top arrow. So if we have a look at our site again, just update this and refresh the page, we're going to see that footer area transformed into the options that we've set. So you'll see it now displays in a different way with that arrow added in, and we've got the main content and then the text below that. Final option is if you want to add an image filter, so grayscale, sepia, or blur, then you can do so here. You can also choose whether to have one on hover as well, whether to apply the filter to all images or featured images. The image filters can be set site-wide just by following that link there. So update your changes once you're done, and you're going to have those changes made just on that post or page that you've set up. And that's how easily you can customize the appearance of both the theme on a global basis for all of the theme, and also on a per post or per page option. There are an awful lot of options there, so if you need them explained in any more detail, then have a look at the Themify Ultra documentation. Let's now move on to look at Themify Builder. This is one of the most powerful features in the Themify Ultra theme, and I'm going to show you the basics of how to get started with Themify Builder. First, we're going to look at how to set up a sample builder layout. And to do this, we're going to go to a new page, so pages and then add new. I'm just going to give this the title Builder Layout. We're then going to set up this page so that we can use it with Themify Builder. We want to go to the Themify Custom panel. Under Page Options, we want to select the No Sidebar option. So we'll have, this will be full width. So we'll go content width, full width as well. So no sidebar with that full width. We're going to hide the page title as well. So this is just going to create a blank page that's full width with no page title. So it's a blank canvas that we can use with Themify Builder. Let's also go to screen options and tick discussion here. and that will allow us to make sure comments are disabled. So if we publish this and have a look at our site, we're going to see that we've just got a blank page loaded up now. What we can do now, however, is turn on Themify Builder. We can do this by going to the top admin bar and clicking on Builder, and then turn on Builder. So this is going to turn on the front end editor for Builder. So the basics of how this works is that you have this canvas area here, and you can drag and drop the items from the bottom into the area where they're going to display. So you might have an accordion, you can drag and drop, and that will display. And then once you've dropped it, you're going to have options for the content that will display. You can set these and then preview as well in order to see what that's going to look like. So here I could add in an accordion, for example. I've got different tabs for styling, animation, and visibility, so whether to show or hide on desktop and tablet and mobile devices. I'm just going to cancel this, so I'm not adding it in, but you understand those are the basics. And if you hover over the main wrapper, you can also change the layout. So you can choose to have 2, 3, 4, so on, or different alignments. And you can then drop the modules from the bottom, which are the content, into the different areas here. You can also, you've got a couple of other options there, including setting the alignment, whether you want to force an equal column height, whether to have what type of spacing. So Builder is incredibly powerful, but to make things a little bit easier, the Ultra theme comes with a number of pre-built layouts. So in order to use these, you just need to go to Themify Builder, and then Layouts, and then Load Layout. This will load up a lightbox here, which will feature a number of pre-built Builder layouts that you can use for your page. You can then import any of these, and then just customize them in order to get the content and the look that you're precisely after. So if we have a look, we've got loads of different Builder layouts here, as well as some parallax layouts as well, with that nice parallax background. You can also add custom layouts here, so you can add your own and then manage them there as well. So importing one of these is just a case of clicking on the thumbnail. So I can import this one. So you can either replace or add to the existing layout. Here I'm going to replace the layout. I can allow this to reload the page, and then that's going to load all of that content with just one click. Once Builder loads back up again with the page added, we're going to be able to scroll down and we see we've got all of this great content added in. And now in order to customize this, all I need to do is select the different modules and edit. So I just need to click on this pencil. I can change, for example, this image. So here we could replace this from the WordPress media library. Very easy to do. You can customize any of this text. So again, just go into edit and we'll be able to customize what displays here. So we can change that very easily. And it's the same story throughout the rest of these. You can click on any of these items in order to customize these. You can also click on the background in order to see what options show up. So here, for example, we could change the color of the background that's displaying here. You see you get a live preview with all of that. So Builder is incredibly powerful, and it's well worth spending a bit of time in order to get used to it. So these pre-built layouts are a great way of getting a head start on building your site. But you can, of course, also, as well as editing what is showing up here, you can also drag and drop content that's already added in. So in order to move this button up here, for example, it's just a case of dragging and dropping. Once you're done making changes, so I'll just pop this button back, you can save, and that's going to apply that onto your site. If we now turn off Builder, then we'll reload the page, and we can see that this is what is going to display on our site. And you can see just how quickly and easy it was in order to add that layout in. I'll just show you once more. If we turn on Builder again, and then head back to Layouts and then Load Layout. In order to change this, it would just be a case of clicking on any of these. We can replace the existing layout here, and that's going to change that with just one click. Again, I can now make any changes that I would like to, either adding in additional content, additional modules, or customizing this, or deleting anything that I don't want. If you want to save a layout you've customized as a layout, you can do that just by going to Layout and then Save as Layout. That'll allow you to easily customize your Themify Builder layouts and apply them across different sites, or use a similar version on different pages across your own site. So again, if we turn off Builder, that's going to be saved immediately, and our site will now have this incredible layout all set up, ready to go. So as Builder is so powerful, it's well worth spending a bit of time in order to get used to it and become familiar with the tools available. We're going to head back to the WordPress dashboard now and have a look at post and page layouts. Now we can set these on both a global basis, so for the whole theme, and on a per post and per page basis. Let's first have a look at the global options. So we'll head to Themify Ultra and then Themify settings. We then want to go to default layouts, and here we're going to have the option for the global settings. First, you're going to find the default archive post layout. So this will apply to category pages, search pages, other archives, tag pages, and so on. And you can set the options for the layout here. You can just have a look through these, but you can see you've got things such as change the sidebar, so left, right, left and right, 2 right sidebars, 2 left sidebars, and so on. You can change the layout, how this layout is displaying, the margins, whether to have an excerpt or full content, the order, and so on. So you can just have a look through those options and set them how you want. If you scroll past that, however, you're going to find the default single post layout. As I mentioned, this can be overwritten on a per post basis, but the options you set here will apply by default. These include how to have the sidebar. So again, you'll see left and right, or 2 right, 2 left, or no sidebar. You can also choose the layout, whether that's classic, full width, with a slider at the top, with a gallery at the top, or split. We'll have a look at what each of these look like when we go to the per post layout, but you'll just see those are the options you can set. You can choose whether to hide or unlink the post title, which post method to display. You can show or hide the author, category, comment, and tag. You can also choose to hide the post date or display the post date as inline text instead of the circle style. You've got some options for the featured image, including hiding it, unlinking it, setting an image size. You can enter specific image dimensions that you want to display here in pixels. For the height, if you want to disable vertical cropping, you can just enter 0 in here, and that will work better for some images. You can disable comments, show the author box, and you've got some options for the post navigation as well. It's similar for page, so again, this is the default page layout, which can be overwritten later on. You've got options for the sidebar, show or hide the title in all pages, hide the featured image, set an image size as well, and whether to disable or enable comments. You can save all those changes once you're done by pressing the save button at the bottom right. And now let's have a look at customizing those on a per post or per page basis. As with the options we looked at before on a per post, per page basis, this is the same process for posts and pages, although the options available do differ, as you will have just seen. So it's very easy to use though. You just scroll down on the post or page you want to edit, and under Themify Custom panel, you have a number of options here. So you'll find these in the first tab, so post options. You can choose the sidebar positioning. So if I just load up this post as it is, you can see what we've got at the moment. So we've got the sidebar on the right, content on the left. We can change any of this though. We could put the sidebar on the left, for example. And if we have a look at those changes, you'll see right away those changes get made. So it's just a case of making the changes that you want. We can change this to classic, full width, slider, gallery, or split. I'll just show you what the split one looks like if we preview this here. So with this one, you get the title on the left and the content on the right. You can customize any of these other items, including the content width, so default or full width. Featured image, again, you've got options for the image dimension, and you can show or hide any of those other options as well. If you want to replace the featured image with a video from YouTube or Vimeo, you can paste in the URL there. And that just needs to be a regular URL without any parameters appended on the end. So this is just a regular YouTube URL. This will also work for Blip and Daily Motion. If you want to have an external link on the featured image and post title, you can enter that there. If you want to link your featured image and post title to a lightbox image, video, or iframe URL, then you can do so here. So just enter the image URL, the video URL similar to as with up here, or just the URL of the site you want to display in an iframe, then you can do so there. Although if it's an iframe, you want to tick that. And if you want to add a zoom icon on the Lightbox link, then you can do that as well. You can also choose whether to display a custom menu there. Once you're done, update all of your changes and they'll be applied straight onto your site. As I mentioned, this is just for posts, but for pages, you're going to have a very similar experience. Just head to the Themify custom panel, post options, but the options available do vary for posts and pages. So only the relevant ones are going to display. The final thing we're going to look at in this video then is some of the more regular setup options for customizing your site. And to do this, we're going to head to the WordPress customizer. We're going to go to Appearance and then click on Customize. And this loads up in a similar style to Builder. This is just some of the default options for customizing your site, and you get this live preview. So the way the customizer works is that you have your content on the left and this live preview on the right-hand side. So in order to customize any of these, it's just a case of going into the relevant item and selecting the options that you want. So if I choose Themify options and then site logo and tagline, I can add in a logo here. So you'll see right now I have the site title, so I could just change this. I'll get a live preview once that. I can customize this, so I've got options to change how many pixels this is, so I could change that if I'd like to. And you've got similar options for line height, font weight, the font styling, and so on. I could also choose to have a logo image. So here I can upload from the WordPress media library. So just drag and drop in there or select a file. I'll upload the Themify logo here and I just need to press insert image and that's going to be added as my logo. I could then, if I wanted to, make sure that's a little bit smaller there. So I don't need to set both dimensions, but I can set the maximum on one side. So let's go for 250 here. Or maybe 200 actually. You get the idea. You can play around and you get that instant live preview. You can also set that to none if you'd like to, but we'll just return to having that site title displaying there. So you'll see you have a bunch of options here, and it's just a case of going through and selecting the ones that you want. If you wanted your site title to go somewhere else, you could enter a custom link in there, but it's up to you just to go through and have a look. It's a similar story for the site tagline here. So you can set the text, image or none, and if you've got a text, you can customize that there, as well as set the various options for how that displays. I'll just talk you through a couple of other options here. You really want to just spend a bit of time going through these yourself in order to get a feel for how the customizer works with Themify Ultra. Let's look at how to set different fonts. You'll remember from the theme options panel that you could set the different type of font, so whether it was a serif, sans serif, slab font, and so on. But if you head under the customizer to body here, you can customize the body font, and you can change the size in pixels, for example. I'll just load up a post here so you can see this in action. So just the post we were looking at earlier will do nicely. So if we load that up, the customizer will just take a second to load that up with the live preview. You can then customize the different aspects of the font, so the size, line height, font weight, the font styling, as well as the color, and you'll get that live preview as well. So if we wanted to change this to a much larger font, for example, very easy to do. We could change that to a smaller, or set that to the default just by deleting that. You can also change the line height, font weight, so that's just how heavy the font is. So whether it's normal or bolder or very bold, you probably want to have that on normal. You can also choose the alignment and so on and so forth. With this tool, you can also change the body background. So that will be the general background that displays. You can choose whether to have a background image, no background image. So here's just a case of loading up the WordPress media library, or you can choose a background color. We'll set this to transparent if we'd like to. So you can see using this color picker, you can get precisely the color you want as well as change the transparency there. I'll just leave that back to the default just by deleting that. But you'll see how quickly you can customize this and you get that live preview as well. For other items such as body links, so general links that are displaying, you can change the color. So we'll see those changing there. You can see that if I put that onto a more clear one, you can see that changing here. You can customize that as well as what happens on hover. So it could go bold on hover, for example. If we let the customizer refresh here, you'll see that happen. You probably don't want to actually set that to bold, but just so you know what the options do, that's how it works. So as I said, it's just a case of going through all of these in order to set them how you want. I'll just show you one more, which is how to use the header. So here, if you expand this, you've got various options for customizing the header, including the wrap, so the background image or background color. So you'll remember earlier that we customized the accent color, but here in the customizer, you can get a specific color that you want, or you can add a background image if you'd like to. And if you do that, as with the others, you're going to have options for the repeat of the background image as well as where to start it. You can also have that transparent, where to apply that to the margins that display, as well as applying that to padding, what borders display. You can control all of these from here. You'll see a couple of other options, including the header font. I'll be familiar by now, as well as links in the header, and also what happens to links on hover. So it's just a case of going through and playing with these. If you're using the sticky header, you've got options there. You can control the main navigation, mobile menu, individual posts, page titles, module titles for Themify Builder, sidebar, footer, and any custom CSS. Once you're done making those changes, you can save and publish, and those changes will then be immediately applied to your site. Under advanced options, you have a couple more options that will display, and loading that will just refresh the WordPress customizer. And here you've got some more advanced options. You can customize in more detail what is displaying. So for example, the body padding, margin / border, all of those kinds of things there. And again, if you need any more detailed customizations that aren't in the basic, you're going to have the advanced options here, which will show you everything that is available to customize, and you can just go through and get the look that you want. If we head back out of the Themify options, you're going to find just a couple more things worth noticing here. You've got options to set a site icon that will display your favicon. You can access that there. If you're using a static front page, you can set that here. So you've got options to choose from any of the pages that are available that you've published on your site, or you can set that to display your latest post. With the theme as we've set it though, that's just going to refresh. So doing that, you can see displays just the latest posts. I'll set that back to the homepage. So that's displaying nicely. You can also set skin styles, so we can choose some options for the styling of the skins, so the accent color, typography, as well as the background here. And you can also set any additional CSS. So if you want to add your own CSS in order to make small other customizations, you can do so here. Doing so there, rather than customizing the theme directly, will make sure that all of your changes are saved and there's no problems when you update your theme. So I'll save and publish, and that will conclude our look through Themify Ultra. We've covered an awful lot of ground here, and you should have seen by now how flexible and powerful the Ultra theme is. If you need any clarity on any of those items, then you can access the Themify Ultra documentation. You'll find that at themify.me/docs/ultra-documentation, and this is going to cover everything that we've covered in this video, and some of it is in a little bit more detail, just because there's so much to cover. You can access all that there, and you'll find quick links in the sidebar as well. So if you need any more detail on that, you can access that there. If you do have any queries, then you can find the support forum and members once you're logged in, and just click on support forum there. One of our support team will be more than happy to help out. Otherwise, I hope this video has been helpful and you're going to have a very successful time setting up your Ultra theme. Thank you very much for watching.